really trying to take it home. Yeah, son, let's get a salad or something.
Your name is the company.
Okay. Well, yeah, my name is Brian Phillips, or call me BP on set. The company's OnSet & Co. or OnSet & Company. It's a hybrid live production company based out of Atlanta, which we do live stream broadcasting, and we also specialize in real life streaming, which is known as IRL streaming.
Okay, now, how long have you been in this industry?
I've been in this industry for about, in this like live streaming since COVID, so that puts me at what, 4 years now, or going on 4 years. So yeah, I'm kind of new, so to speak, but I got a background in advertising, marketing, and branding since 2016.
What kind of impact do you plan to have?
What type of impact I plan to have? I mean, I don't think people realize it's happening in real time. So, I mean, it's happening. I mean, I'm making an impact as we speak, you know what I mean? So, me just being on this platform with VS1 Studios, with Exclusive Model Magazine, and tapping in with Miguel and Skittles and Chico Fue and Drummer Boy and the whole list of people. So I'm technically making an impact as we speak real time. Like, a lot of people may not notice it because, you know what I mean? But before you know it, it's going to be said and done. You're going to be like, you know what? I seen him. We worked with him. You know what I mean? Like, I think I'm that confident at this point. You know what I mean? For sure.
So what are your likes and dislikes about the industry?
Oh, man, the capping, man. It's a lot of captastic, capaholics out here. You know what I mean? But it's cool, though, because, you know what I mean? That kind of helps you decipher who's with you and who's against you. But I think that's really it, man. Just the lack of business acumen. I had the opportunity to intern for corporate America, and just had the opportunity to see how they move and operate. And then when you kind of get into like the independent space, I noticed a lot of those concepts aren't highlighted or recommended, like contracts, paperwork, you know, things like that. But besides that, I mean, it is what it is. I try to play both sides, you know, the independent creative as well as like the creative corporate.
Okay. So that's about what's something a lot of people don't know about you?
One thing that a lot of people don't know about me is probably I'm born and raised here, Grady Baby or Grady Memorial Hospital. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I kind of like that mystique, right? I like to kind of have that. Yeah, hidden talents. I mean, I may want to just keep them hidden for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So, do you have any advice for your upcoming, influencers or brands?
Yeah, man, to stick to it. Don't get discouraged. Definitely take advantage. This is one thing I want to leave y'all though, because a lot of y'all are kind of not aware. Chat GPT. I recommend y'all to tap into this AI for real, because what you may have been lacking, man, you can advance like the speed of light with this Chat GPT. Man, it's a game changer. Just like when people didn't understand Google 25 years ago, and now everybody's like, you can't live without it. I guarantee this AI is going to be that. So definitely tap into Chat GPT 3 and anything AI, learn about prompts, become a prompt engineer, things of that nature, because that's the wave, that's the future.
Okay, last but not least, let everybody know where they can follow you at.
All right, well, this is BP on Set. You can follow me at OnSet X Co. That's OnSetXCO. My personal is BP_OnSet. And also, man, shout out to Chico and Stoney. Y'all make sure y'all follow Live on the Concrete Carpet as well. And shout out to VS1 and Exclusive Model Magazine.
Period.
Already.
So
Yes, for sure.
Where my boy Ty Uno at, man? This man made me a motherfucking video. You know what I'm saying? Right quick, this is the last video. Ty, come on up here, man. Hold on. You ready? You ready? It's on hold. So anything that you hear from me verbally, where does that shit come from? Anything that you hear from me verbally, that shit just keep coming. Anything that you hear from me verbally, look at that ass nigga. Shit. Hey man, y'all make some noise for my motherfucking brother one time, Insane Wayne, man. Everybody who lost somebody in this motherfucker, make some noise one time. Damn, we lost a lot more people than that. Y'all make some noise for y'all lost ones one time, man. Damn, we got ancestors, man. They paid the way for this shit. You feel it? Listen, man, it's my birthday, 40 years of greatness. This nigga took his time out to make a video for me, so I want to showcase it to y'all. And we right back to regular schedule, man. Let's run it, D.
Only thing I want to say is, boy, I love you. Keep motivating us. Let's go. Yeah, boy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and lovers of hip-hop. Tonight, we not only gather to celebrate the 40th birthday of the incredible multi-platinum producer, Drummer Boy, but we also recognize his profound impact on the music industry. As we celebrate a remarkable 50 years of hip-hop, we pay homage to Drummer Boy's impact and unparalleled achievements and contributions that have propelled the genre to unparalleled and unlimited heights. You can understand, you can feel, and you can hear that he was bred a different way. Born in the heart of Memphis, Tennessee, and raised amidst the vibrant sounds of Cordova, Drummer Boy's relationship with music was destined from the start. His roots run deep in a family where music was more than just a passion. It was a way of life. His mother, a part-time opera singer, etched her mark in history as the first African-American to graduate from the prestigious Rudy E. Scheidt School of Music. And his father, a retired clarinetist and music professor at the same esteemed institution, provided a rich musical foundation that would shape Drummer Boy's musical destiny. From the moment Drummer Boy stepped on the scene, his undeniable talents began to shine. Everybody knowing that famous sound. Taking off, started making hits with legends like Tila, R.P. Gangsta Boo, Boys in the Hood, Drake, Pastor Troy, and Yo Gotti, 2 Chainz, Rick Ross, T.I., Guy Storch, T-Pain, NBA Youngboy, Gucci Man, Lil Scrappy, and can't forget Plies. By 2010, he claimed the title of Producer of the Year for the BET Hip Hop Awards, solidifying his status as a true music maestro. And not just stopping there, he kept it going, clinching not one, but 2 Grammy Awards in 2010 for his remarkable work on Usher versus Usher Raymond.
Listen to this track.
Now we cannot forget about the club anthem that still rock the club today. RIAA certified diamond, the explosive, no hands, featuring Waka Flocka Flame, Wale, and Roscoe Dash.
Drum on that beat, let me take my time. Walk, walk. Girl, the way you moving, you got me in a trance. DJ, turn me up. Ladies, this your jam. I'm a superstar. And I'ma throw this money while you do it with no hands. Girl, drop it to the floor. I love the way you do it, girl. All I wanna do is sit back and watch you roll up and see the glory.
Setting the industry.
Hot wings, but that's not why we're here today. The main thing we're here is, teach a little bit of AI, teach you a little bit of, well, not, I wouldn't say a little bit, but teach you how to use agents, teach you how to superpower your AI. We're here with Mastering Your Business. We're shooting live from multiple angles with OnSet, and we got OnSet AI sitting there running around. We'll talk to him in a minute. But me, myself, I'm a full stack developer, help people start their own, build their own AI, own their own systems, and use AI to enhance those systems as well. Getting outside of these ecosystems like ChatGPT and some of these other companies to even recognize that we can have ownership out here, and we can create our own AI products, and that we can, profit from those things, commercialize our own products, grow our own businesses, and take our business to the stars. It all starts with systems, and systems is a part of digital real estate. You have courses and funnels and classes and lessons and teachings. 102 years ago, when they destroyed Black Wall Street, they didn't even have the technology to even pass the digital knowledge on, let alone they try to destroy the actual physical people, right? So, nowadays we have the opportunity to save our digital assets that can not only make money in our sleep, but make money when we're not here, when we're gone, right? So some of the highest levels of that is being able to, have your own software, pass on your own systems. And sometimes it's implementing AI so that we can enhance, our work effort, right? When, maybe we say 2 200 years ago, 300 years ago, we had mankind, right? We got a human, right? And then we kind of moved up a little bit. We moved up to a horse, right? A man found the idea, let's just get on a horse. And then, some of those horses went up, they put a couple together, then they got carriages, and then they got the car, and they started using horsepower. They started using horsepower. Then it get to metrics of, we got 1,000 horsepower, we got 2,000 horsepower, right? So those are metrics when you're explaining how powerful a car is, how fast a car is, right? So nowadays age, we should use things like AI power. How many AIs power your business? Is it 1? Is it 1,000? Is it 10? Right? And I think every individual literally has the opportunity to power their business and their life with as many AIs as they see fit. So, be able to demonstrate podcasts, be able to talk about AI and different aspects and different lights. It's always good getting professionals in different industries because, having one perspective is almost like looking in the mirror, right? Ain't nobody else looking but you. I made that one up. But besides that, just tune in. We're about to go to a live question Q&A, or we can demo maybe some 3 AI VA, system that I have, where, for me, I built a system to be able to help you manage 100 or more AIs in one virtual space, where they're all running around, you can go talk to them when you want to talk to them, and do what you need to do to maximize your productivity in a virtual space, or maybe, or a software space if you don't want to get too virtual. But that is all for now. So if anybody has any questions,
First, let's introduce.
As a matter of fact, I definitely love to see, people in the room, introduce people on the panel. I introduce myself. I'm a little boring sometimes, so I definitely love to see, maybe left to right or right to left, but then, starting to, never mind. Go ahead. Y'all go ahead.
Okay, I am Carolyn Cece Mitchell. I am an herbalist. I am a farmer. I am a formulator. I am all things entrepreneur. And my question would be, how could the metaverse or how could AI provide a virtual platform for studying like soil health and identifying different deficiencies in soil nutrients and things like that?
Yeah, definitely. So one of the biggest things is, when you mix virtual environments with AI, you actually have, you have situational awareness inside that virtual space. In certain virtual spaces that I build, there's literally like natural disasters, for example. Like it's a virtual space. Can you just not program a natural disaster, right? But programming, things like soil testing or basically hypothetical situations in a virtual environment, of course people can collaborate because they can all be, different parts of the world and kind of tune into that virtual environment. But the next part of that is, for example, what does a tornado look like going through the city and how can we secure the city? You literally put a virtual tornado in that city to do real damage, to see how can we avoid what's being done. So it's literally creating a hypothetical situation and, figuring out how, and that's what AI does on a higher level. When you have GPUs and, processing power, it literally goes through evaluations and that's how the Weather Channel come up with, like sometimes they get lying, right? But the AI is literally, testing so many numbers to give them a hypothetical situation. And the more knowledge and data that they have, metaverse gives you, almost like it's immersive knowledge, especially if it's realistic, like grass growing. Maybe, I can have a grass growing in a second, but but if I have the grass growing in real time, in a metaverse lane, then you can technically predict when the grass needs, right? And have an AI lawnmower to kind of map when it needs to do what it needs to do based on those times. So it's creating environments on whatever the case. They do it in medical. You know, they're doing really like the old game where you used to put the little medical thing and it's literally like testing that. You know, technically AI would create that environment to try to do it, even in virtual now. They're literally doing virtual surgeries, almost like the real deal. You mess up there, you messed up, right? They do it even in the Air Force, you know, when they're doing the pilots and things like that, because they got to fly for hours on the machine, you know, before they even get in a real plane. But they try to make that so realistic, you know, that this is the real thing, pretty much. That's kind of what, you know, they try to relate. So it's, you know, being there without having to be there. You know, that's probably the first part of it. So definitely a great question, though.
So I'm Adam Dinitz. I happen to be a real estate developer with using modular technology. And I'm kind of wondering, what are some of the most exciting, most recent advances that AI has that can affect entrepreneurs that we should know about?
Yeah. So in real estate specifically, I can definitely give you some. But as far as, you know, like when we talk about 3D objects, you know, like I was demonstrated more of a 3D game, you know, but I also have 3D printers and things like that, you know. But when you're printing something, you know, to be able to print a new object, like you were talking about modular homes, you know, they're literally building smart tiny homes, you know, creating 3D pieces that never been created before, right? So, and one thing they have literally 3D printers that print real estate. You know, like Acres Core in 2017 printed the first 3D concrete mansion. You know, but to be able to have, when you use things like ChatGPT, you know, that's actually text to text.
Hold on 1 second.
All right. So when you're using things like ChatGPT, that's text to text, right? But if you were to use things like Get 3D or Prompt-E or Point-E and Sharp-E, you know, tools like that, you can go from words to 3D objects. Words to 3D objects. So for example, you know, if you had a 3D printer that can print a house, you can prompt the object and print the object. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and that's game changing when you have LLMs that can give you a 3D format out the gate. You know what I'm saying? So if you said, hey, I need a knife and a fork and a spoon, I don't got nothing to eat with, you're literally prompting it. It's giving you a 3D object, and if you have a printer, you can now print it, right? So being able to implement these technologies, you know, across the board, you know, it's a lot of lanes. They have 3D printed steak. You ever seen that? And chickpeas. Only way I would eat that is if I made it myself, right? But the biggest thing is, you know, having tools that like, but having tools like, you know, being able to literally prompt and create digital assets. You know, I see in the near future, somebody sees something on TikTok, like maybe a steak, they're like, oh man, that look good, and they click on it. It's literally taking an image, taking it to make something 3D, and then if you have this 3D steak printer at home, you know, it's automatically printing on the time limit. So as soon as you're ready home, it's like a conveyor belt to go to the microwave, and then you done saw something on TikTok, and you get home and you got a steak that look like it. You know what I'm saying? To be able to mix these technologies together, you know, a lot of times that's where you come up with these like, how you do that? You know, but it's about the technology that already exists, and people just keep putting more and more of these solutions. You know, so that's where it starts getting creative, when you literally implement technology, you know, all together and then create something more advanced. You know what I'm saying? So I think being able to mix stuff together, that's always the next level of making AI more advanced. So, yeah. Good question. Good question.
I'm next. Okay, hey, what's your name? D?
D.
D, what's up, man? My name is Tony Tucker, brother.
What's up?
Pleasure to meet you. I'm excited about this thing called AI, artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence has been around for a very, very long time. You know, we're just now getting hip to what's going on with it, and it's being or it's being more marketed so people can understand what it is. So my thing is, we have me and my wife own a fashion brand, and it's the strength of our brand is based off of the experience of customer interaction. So how do we use AI to enhance that, but not lose the focus or the touch of our brand, if that makes sense?
Yeah, as a fashion brand.
That's correct.
Definitely. Yeah, so definitely, being able to enhance your customer experience, you can definitely, just like you said, AI has been around for a long time. Spell check is AI, right?
Facts.
I love y'all had spell check, but being able to, enhance the customer experience on a simple end, we see it every day in systems like online systems, some of these big e-commerce stores like recommendations, what I'm saying? Like you'll buy something from Amazon, they're like, hey, why don't you just buy this? Right? Those are the simple low-level AIs because it's understanding your buying power, your buying habits, and it's giving you recommendations, right? But when it comes to maybe VR, you have virtual try-on. I've created virtual try-on before, but to be able to, not only we have clothes, you don't have to buy these clothes, you can click this app, try it on in the picture, take a picture with it, and try it on, see what it looks like, and that gives them experience, kind of gives them, one of the first companies that kind of put the stamp on it was IKEA. Not only is this couch big, will this couch fit here? Not only is this real-time size, I can see if it fits here. You see what I'm saying? But to be able to, enhance the customer, where females like trying on dresses. I'm not trying to sit there and have them do 50, right? But if they got the phone, they can be in the room doing 1,000. Hey, do your thing.
That's right.
But as far as being able to give them that experience where they are,
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's always good. Having virtual shopping experience, sometimes people want that, not just virtual try on. So sometimes they may walk into a virtual environment in general. But we talk about customers, and just in business, sometimes it's about directing them where they need to go. Sometimes it's, understanding your customer. When you're talking to a customer, trying to sell a customer something, how do you know what they buy? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's knowing that customer.
Well, do you think, not to cut you off, sorry, but will AI, and I'm sure it will be, but is there a way that AI can implement the strategies and then the experiences that a business has so they know how to present that emotionally so they can create that customer buy based off of the AR experience?
Yeah, definitely. So I can give you two things for that. And I can give you technology, and I can give you an app to go look up to kind of relate it to. But for me, if I'm your AI and I'm your business AI, you've been in business how long?
13 years.
Long time, right? So AI cannot learn that in a prompt or 2 or 3 or 4, right?
Facts.
So for one, you have to have a way to teach them permanently whatever that is, right? So you can't teach permanently by going to ChatGPT and try to put like a big old paragraph in there and hope it pulls from that paragraph every time, right? Somebody will do it. Or every time you get on there, you can't upload a whole paragraph and hope it remembers everything, right? So it's a technology called a vector database.
Vector database?
A vector database, yeah. There's a lot of companies that offer vector databases. So you have local, which is private, meaning on my computer, or you have an app that you can use. So if the AI, so if that was the brain of an AI, what would you put in the brain? Right?
Facts.
So that you can put every customer name, you can put every customer profile, you can put all your logs dealing with that customer. So now when it comes time to talk to your AI, what does your AI know now? Permanently.
Makes sense.
Is the first part. But when you implement a vector database technology, it's giving it permanent memory. So for instance, AI doctor, AI lawyer, AI, whatever those cases may be, you want it to learn 1,000 pages if need be. So without that first technology, it can't have permanent memory. The second technology is keeping, if your AI is on the phone, or I'm on the phone with you and you're distracting me, You know, an AI will go off. A human's supposed to be focused on it.
Correct.
Right? Sometimes they're not neither, right? But having a tool where you can stop from being prompt injected, that's what it's called. You want your AI to stay on script. If I want this AI to call my client and sell somebody a wholesale deal, you know, this AI needs to stay on script.
And what was that called again?
It's called prevention from prompt injection.
Provision for prompt injection?
Yeah, that really
Absolutely.
just means stay on script.
Okay.
Know your role, stay on script.
Got you. So both of the AI systems that you were talking about, basically, well, not basically, but it learns who you are, and then it adapts into being the best version of yourself.
I haven't gave you that one yet.
Huh?
I haven't gave you that one.
Okay, well, come on, bring it.
Yeah. So I gave you permanent memory,
Permanent memory,
and then I gave you stay on script, know your role.
stay on script, and know your role.
Yeah. So at that point, I can know 1,000 customers. I can stay on script. I can know my role. That doesn't mean I'm evolving. That doesn't mean I'm continuously learning. You know, it's a tool called Llama Index.
Llama Index?
Llama Index, like Llama, LLAMA Index. So
Absolutely.
A Llama Index means, all right, after I had this conversation with you, I'm your AI. After I have this conversation with you, I'm going to save this information and I'm going to add it to the vector database. So
Makes sense.
So I'm going to take the conversation and I'm going to memorize it. I'm going to put it in my brain. You see what I'm saying now?
Exactly.
Yeah, so embedding is short-term memory. So once you have all those things, short-term memory, I can keep up with the conversation.
Facts.
Vector database, I permanently remember. Well, Llama Index gives it to my brain, so now I permanently remember.
Okay.
With the stuff that I already remember, right? And then prompt injection, stay on script when I'm talking to somebody. So a tool like Bland AI is one of the tools I use. I can have AI make a phone call. I say, call Deland, call D right now, tell him I'm gonna be 10 minutes late. The AI called on my behalf, right?
Makes sense. Yeah.
But to be able to stay on script, you know, remember the stuff that I fully need to say, you know, that's cool. All those are just technology. So it's, you know, when I say vector database, I probably name 10, 20 companies that offer vector database. It's almost like the Dropbox. You know, you got Google
Gotcha.
Cloud, you got Dropbox,
Absolutely.
Right. So once you put those things together, you know, and that's how I was talking about before. You know, AI is like Mega Man. You're literally putting more pieces together to have that AI that you want.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. And if this is all on your computer, that private database is not, no other human can compromise that permanent memory.
Makes sense. I get it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that can be local or it can be managed by somebody else too.
That's a great tool.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Hey, how you doing?
No.
So I'm Kia, the art junkie. I'm an art curator and a facilitator for art galleries. So my question for you is, how can small businesses and startups leverage Chat GPT to improve decision making and strategy planning and have a competitive edge in the industry?
Guess it matters what industry you're in, right? But as far as, you know, having competitive edge in any industry, you know, I use ChatGPT to build my AI. I don't just stay on ChatGPT, right? But being able to utilize being able to utilize ChatGPT is sometimes it's being able to you know, actually have goals in mind, objectives in mind. You know what I'm saying? All right, matter of fact, I actually have a worksheet if y'all want one of these. See, this is like it's like an AI habit tracker. You know, it says habit tracker at the top. But the biggest thing is having goals and objectives. You know, that's one of the first things. You know, I use ChatGPT to even build more apps and then beat ChatGPT. But so it really just depends on your level of, you know, what your objectives are. You know, being better at prompting could be one thing, but being able to have a goal on what can push you forward. What can push you forward? There's a lot of stuff that can push you forward. A business owner, SEO can push you forward, right? So if you, like, for example, like if we look at this habit tracker, What's something that you can do on ChatGPT to make your business better every day? Write that on number one. Right? So sometimes, or it's the daily task that you may have to do. Let's just say write a blog, for example. Blog is going to get you traffic, it's going to get you SEO, it's going to get you probably clients. It's good enough, right? So being able to have, hey, write me a blog could be number one. You know, it could be number one. So that whether you do it manually on ChatGPT or we find a way to do it in one button, you know, it's about writing it down first. You know, on the second one, you know, it's literally about stacking steps on top of each other that's going to push the goal forward. You know what I'm saying? So without an objective, a lot of times you just end up researching. You know what I'm saying? So if research is the objective, you know, then write that down. You know, research something new and learn something new. You know, that can help me with my business. You know, but some people in business in general, you know, they may not know business. So you know, how many minority-owned business has an MBE? Do we know what an MBE is? Hey, ChatGPT, what's the MBE? You can say a minority business enterprise, which is just because you're a minority, you can get more contracts in your business, right? Or you know, what's the government procurement contract, right? What's you know, being able to sometimes it's asking, you know, the steps and the directions to help us get just where we need to be in business. You know, ChatGPT can write credit letters for you, but do we know the process to send them? Do we know the process to make sure they're correct? You know, so when it comes to being able to push your business forward, you know, it's really about having goals and objectives, and then growing and really knocking them out. Like I taught my mom ChatGPT maybe last year, and last year she got like 3 grants for school.
Wow.
You know, and she tried to thank me. I'm like, man, you've been doing school like 30 years. You can't thank me for language arts. I teach you that. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, being able to use it to enhance certain skills, sometimes I think that's always the biggest goal, to be able to enhance every industry that you're in. You know, like our traders. If you're a trader, hey, do you know what an EA or an ML is? Do you even know what either one of those are? Then right, the EA with ML is an expert advisor with machine learning, which in the trading world is a real AI bot. And the bots that people try to sell most traders aren't AI, they're automation bots. So if they're in that industry, then they should look for higher levels of whatever that looks like. You know, but I think it's whatever business. You know, men rich in real estate. You know, ChatGPT, how do I get my drone to go down the street, do property analysis, and send me the data right in my CRM, so I can just go, oh, okay, no, this deal ain't good, right? it may take a lot of computer vision, a little RoboFlow, you know, it's a couple tools to be able to put this together, but to be able to take whatever you want, to be able to, you know, how do I recreate these apps that I'm paying for? How do I stop paying for all these other apps out here? Right? You know, I deal in hosting. You know, I deal in hosting for years. How do I have 10 sites for the price of one Shopify or one Wix? You know, if ChatGPT is going to answer those questions, I can't answer that question. You get you a server and stop dealing with, you know, a digital real estate that you're going to rent forever, like a digital Shopify and Wix and GoDaddy. Those are digital apartments. You're going to rent forever. If you need 3 spots, you're going to pay 3 bills forever, right? If you get one server, you can have 10 sites in one server, one bill. But if you don't know that kind of stuff, you have to ask ChatGPT or for whatever clarity or for whatever better situation. You know, I think that's never a one-answer question, depending on the industry. It's a short answer.
That's great. That's great.
I have another question.
Definitely.
How can AI be used to promote sustainable farming practices like permaculture?
Someone that might could use his.
Sure.
It's like, oh, yeah,
All right.
push that out the way.
Okay, how can AI be used to promote sustainable farming practices like permaculture or organic farming?
Yeah, definitely. Have you heard of a Raspberry Pi?
Yes.
Like a device, or like
The food.
Yeah, not the food. Let me show you. Matter of fact, I think it's in here.
Okay.
had to pull out another gadget. I forgot to put all these on here. But the biggest thing is, you know, understanding how tech can work inside of our field. This is a Raspberry Pi.
Okay.
This is a full computer.
Okay.
Full computer, right? So it actually starts like looking like a chip. So they actually put it in this whole thing. But the biggest thing is, you know, even if you're a youth, right? Because I've taught youth how to do, you know, like smart gardens, stuff like that. So, you know, you can use drones. You know, I've never seen drones doing certain things in agricultural, whether it's, you know, taking up all that land without having to go out there and do it, right? But the biggest thing is sometimes learning what we can put in a small garden so we can kind of compare it to a big farm. You know, and one of the things, you know, that would be easy to even practice for a youth or for, you know, for us grown people to have our own smart garden at the crib is a Raspberry Pi or Arduino, you know, something similar. But what these things do, just like these things, like when you see these smart home sensors, you know, like a smoke detector, for example, at your house has a smoke detector sensor, right? It has a noise sensor, so it can make noise, right? So it has two of those. It doesn't have a Wi-Fi sensor, because if you're not at home, it's not going to alert you. It's just going to make noise by itself, right? But there's also chips for water dispensers, right? So you can water this plant by itself when they get thirsty by itself, right? So to be able to have the type of sensors, you know, you got sensors that test the soil to see if it's dry. Boom, and then it waters it with the water sensor or water dispenser. But learning some of those systems, then, you know, you can actually spend you know, $20, $30, $40, $50 on all those sensors and try them out at a home garden. You know, so on a large agricultural scale, you know, they have everything from, you know, solar birds running around to, you know, sensors to be able to help water. You know, drones is huge though, you know, for pesticides to, you know, things like that, because drones cover a lot of ground, you know, in the agricultural space. When you have AI, you use cameras for a lot, right? So when you have, you know, you see bugs eating, you see, you know, certain things. So sometimes it's the smart camera that's looking around, you know, the garden or the agricultural system. I think when you get to machinery and stuff like that, you know, that's a given. You know, these huge lawnmowers that kind of cut by themselves now. You know, I think, but it's really into more of the software and the tech, because, you know, like irrigation systems. So that's why the chips would be probably the biggest place, because, you know, hydroponics, aquaponics, you know, all those different systems can be ran by sensors. Mm-hmm. You know, so I think, you know, and it's a great kid. You know, get your kids some Raspberry Pi, not the kind you eat, right? You know, and it's literally like, you know, plug and play. You know, and the future of being able to, for them to buy a Raspberry Pi toy kit, you know, and put together their own toy car using a Raspberry Pi and their own remote control to control the car. You know, in the future, they have solar power. You know, that's just everything they're doing on a small level is the Tesla truck. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? But if they get in the mindset of, oh, here's the toy already done, beat it up, let me get another one. You know, they don't comprehend. I didn't comprehend. I used to break the toys apart just to figure out how to fix all the problems, right? But to be able to give them literally practical, build this, build that. You know, then, you know, you can build anything with Raspberry Pi. You can look at Raspberry Pi, your own doorbell ringer. You know, you can YouTube a lot of stuff. Raspberry Pi, you know, car dashboard, Raspberry Pi drone. You know what I'm saying?
So
things
when
like
it
that.
comes to using these different devices and the metaverse and everything, how user-friendly is it for someone who's visually impaired?
Yeah, to do what now?
When it comes to using all these different devices, how user-friendly is it for someone who's visually impaired?
Yeah. Visually impaired, you know, sometimes there's devices to help people that are visually impaired, you know, but to be able to, you know, it's really case-by-case basis when it comes to that. You know, the technical devices, you know, it's technically, I'm talking about building your own devices. So, I mean, that's more like hands-on activity. But, you know, some certain virtual worlds actually help people that are visually impaired, you know, by helping them see certain things through certain lens, or sound waves, or some people just, you know, barely can't see, so they need the virtual environment versus, you know, being out in the dark, you know. But, you know, that's definitely a good question. You know, I deal with ADA compliance, which is when your website has to be compliant for people with disabilities. That could be, they cannot have good eyesight, which could be the disability. But most of the time, you just usually try to do whatever you can to fix, or help them, do whatever, they need to do. But, there's definitely a lot of, technology that's helping people that is visually impaired and, being able to do, crazy things. I know this, the chip that they got in, what do you call it, BCI, brain chip interface. I guess that's the next level. I don't really go into too much of that but Elon successfully, right, put it in somebody's brain, and then they can control a computer. They wasn't able to do anything or speak or anything, but now they can sit there and control the computer and play a game. Earlier I was talking about a tool called Open Interpreter, which has access to a command line of a computer. But same thing. That's what that tool does. It gives them command line access to the computer they're looking at, so they don't have to actually type. They can just make commands versus type. But it's definitely evolving. Definitely evolving for disabled people.
I have another question.
Definitely.
So, I'm sorry. With AI and automation becoming more prevalent, what tasks or processes should businesses consider automating first?
The tasks and processes should business automate first. Income producing activity.
Always.
Okay.
If you can automate income producing activity,
Facts.
that's how I know my AI loves me. If it made me some money while I'm sleeping.
Okay.
but as far as
Absolutely.
like Bland AI, the tool I gave you earlier, you can make cold calls, or Super AGI I gave you earlier. You can make cold emails or find email leads and send out cold emails. So for example, if you could get it to find leads and then send out automatic emails, and then you have the AI checking your box to draft up responses, you got a customer not on your behalf, you close a customer not on your behalf. If you can do something that's income producing and automate that. When I was speaking of agents earlier, and I teach that I've been teaching that for over a year now, but in the last few months, like if you listen to Zuckerberg and a lot of them, they're saying by next year there's going to be 7-8 billion agents in the cloud, right? And what that means is, like for example, that email agent that we talked about, and instead of it living on the computer like some of my AIs do, it's just out there in the cloud. So there's billions of them just going, right? But that's what we're saying. One business owner can have 10,000 automations out there booming. Like Bland AI, you can make 1,000 phone calls a day. I can't even listen to that many recordings every day. You see what I'm saying? So I need an AI just to listen to the recordings of all the calls. But being able to, whatever that can make you the money. So I gave the habit tracker because sometimes, we may manually do these things every day. Hey, post on Facebook. If we're just doing our own habits, that could be one thing. But how do we automate for AI to post? And sometimes it's literally taking those same things we do every day, at least writing them out. Some of us don't have a blueprint at all. We just wake up like, man, what should I do, man? Need some money. You need to follow some kind of steps. Be consistent with it. I mean, that's what habit trackers are usually for. You build up the consistency of those goals, and then technically you should be able to do it without thinking about it, right? But the next step is writing the word AI on the front of this and thinking about all the tasks that AI can do instead of me doing. And sometimes it's finding a tool to match it. Finding a tool to match it, and then you stack them on top of each other. Income producing activity. That's the real answer.
So with that though, how do you balance the efficiency of AI and still keeping a human touch on your business?
Facts.
Definitely. Part of it is definitely tracking your AI to make sure it's achieving its goals and metrics. And there's tools to track the AI for what it's doing. But it's always, that's why it's always having your own goals and having your AI goals, right? Being able to, if AI is automating everything, if you write down this list of 20 things that you do, and then you figure out AI to replace these things, then what are you going to be doing? Right? That's the next question. right? So always figuring out, literally, if you don't plan out your team and stay ahead of your team, then you can't really teach them to grow. That's just like having 10 employees, but I don't have a plan for y'all every day. You know, if I have to come up with it off the wing, at some point, I'm gonna start losing people. I'm gonna start losing, it's just gonna be unorganized, right? So even if I had 10 humans under me, I have to plan, in the future. I have to keep forever planning in the future. I think that's the biggest thing, because, I have hundreds of AIs that I'm planning on running around in my space, but I always have to think of a higher goal. I always have to think of, all right, what's next? Well, how do I make this situation better? How do I not stay stagnant? I think that's entrepreneurship about too. Being able to keep bringing the future closer without being comfortable. I don't know if I answered the question, but I feel like it was an advanced question that sounded simple. But yeah, definitely. So when we run around in my AI space, you still recording my screen? All right, so what we got here, we see OnSet right there. Y'all see OnSet? It's OnSet AI, not him. It's all right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk away. And when I walk away, he went about his business. See that? He went on about his business. He gonna come back later, right? All right, so I'm about to walk up back to him. So when I walk up to him, his button pops up, and I'm like, hey, let me talk to OnSet. Boom. As we can see, OnSet systems, we see the features of OnSet systems. So each avatar has a full, almost like all of them doesn't, but they all have different AI technologies inside each avatar. So OnSet AI systems, algorithm for media optimization, we got sales forecasting tools, real-time data analytics, automatic content creation, optimization, personal customer interactions, this OnSet system. So I can actually go through some of these modules, because I know most of y'all used to a simple chatbot, but just say, boom, we got projects, we can manage projects, we see we got all these different projects, you see that? Boom. Like, all these are identified target audience, Each one of these are advanced projects to be able to manage. Most of the time we have, a business should always be comprised of projects, right? How do I start a business? It's step. How do I get 800 credit cards? Step, right? So without having a checklist, in business to check things off, to know what you did and did not do, that's one thing, right? Then you have CRM system. How do you manage 40, 50 customers, right? All right, we even got the call script. So if you were to click one of these customers, let me click Jane Smith. Boom, right? It's even a call script built by AI. So while I'm talking to that customer, this is their script based on that customer's information, right? This is CRM features. Email, we can send an email out. It's pretty simple. Let me see.
So are you talking or is AI calling talking for you?
AI calling talking for me.
Okay.
Yeah. You talking about bland AI I was talking about earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It could be. It could be if I wanted to be. Yeah. So when it comes to building even the voice side of AI, it can be whatever voice you want it to be. Most of the time they come with stock voices, or you can train your own custom voice. That's how technically any voice assistant works. And if you had the technology and the chip, this is my own Alexa. This is my own Alexa, my own Siri. You know what I'm saying? You only need a chip, you only need a two-way speaker. And you need AI with the voice on here. but as far as, without using Alexa and Siri, of course, right?
So real quick, with that phone script, can you have it also change like the voice for gender or for different languages? So if I wanted to blast out to all of North America, I would need Spanish, English, and French
Yeah.
minimum.
See, that's one of them growing ways. So that's one of the amazing things that you can do. You know, especially when you don't speak that language. You know, I don't speak those languages, so that's one of the first things that I'm looking forward to. You know, literally communicating with somebody outside of my language, and I get the script in English. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the biggest things. And sometimes it's the power of your language model when you're looking deeper into just that specifically. Like if that AI was powered by ChatGPT, for example, you know, you can go in the documentation and see the 90 or 92 languages, whatever, you know, and then you can actually go in and go see the specific languages. But I use tools like Seamless MT4, which is a more advanced language-specific tool that does real-time speech-to-speech and has more languages than, you know, ChatGPT. Because there's AIs that literally is trained in specific languages. You know, so being able to literally either get multiple languages down pat or get one language model for all the languages. And technically, your language model determines how many languages you can speak. The more powerful your AI is, the more countries you can speak to. You know, and that's actually a good. I do avatars in different countries too. Like I've actually done it for a fellow Capital on Demand right at the corner because he started real estate fund, but he wanted Indian looking person to pitch the fund. You know, he wanted diverse. Let me say diverse. People that don't exist to pitch the but that's good. That's to be able to attract people outside of your race. You know, that's literally a whole strategy.
What was that software again? No, I was just wondering, what was that software again you just said?
For what?
You just told him. What with the language? What was that software?
Seamless MT4.
Seamless MT4.
By Meta. It's open source voice model. All right, so this right here is the AI OnSet AI side of things. So social media post generator, right? We have grant application generators. We have website section generators. We have marketing plan generators where you can literally click, all your.
So let's go back to that you talk about social media.
Generator.
So the stream generator. So how trending is it as far as being on trend and to be able to hit the demographic that you need to be able to hit in real time?
Yeah. So that's about the research or the target that you're aiming for.
Okay.
So with this one, it's not programmed specifically for him, so it's going to give you just some smart answers. So are you talking about more of the demographics of your posts?
Yeah, well, if I'm a business, my business is D&D Lifestyle. I predominantly, my customers are African American customers. Mm-hmm. So to be able to expand, what we are doing, and again, I want AI to be able to be a better version of who I am, to be able to think consistently what my thought pattern is, but also give me advice and give me the right answers that make sense for the future. Because if AI is what it is, just like Total Recall.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and I accept the fact that AI is here. It's always been here, but we also need to understand it and to be able to use it to our best abilities.
Yeah, definitely. I think with really knowing what you want, though, you have to teach it. All that comes into the training. That's why I was just trying to figure out what kind of training you would need. But goes back to that vector database. If all your past 50 posts was in my memory, I kind of know what you want.
Correct.
So if you gave me a subject, I might have your hashtags that you got going on, your demeanor, stuff like that. But once you upload enough stuff, it's called sentiment analysis, really.
Okay.
Sentiment, but it's
makes sense.
But it's internal and external sentiment analysis. So when it comes to you giving the AI enough data, it can get the picture, basically, right? So even with trying to find a customer to sell to, like we would scrape your LinkedIn or scrape your website, and it's giving us your buying score, for example, or somebody's talking about emotional intelligence. Sometimes it get, maybe a DISC assessment score, because then it's more than personality, at that point, because sometimes you have to speak to people how they want to be spoke to based on who
Facts.
they are.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So if you upload enough context into the vector database to get whatever full, demeanor that you want, or brand expression, or, brand objectives, anything that you would want inside of that, it needs to be in a permanent memory to pull from, though. So, and that's the biggest thing, and because it's the demeanor and it's the example post.
Now, are there certain AIs that are stronger in what you're talking about that we should kind of lean towards versus other ones? Specifically?
Based on what I'm talking about now?
Yeah, correct.
There's a good one like Super AGI. I gave out that one because if you're not a coder, you're not a developer, figuring out all this brain stuff, it's going to hurt your brain, right?
Correct.
But having a tool that allows you to kind of just plug and play, and you can kind of figure those things out, using a simple interface, and it's still an open source tool.
Correct.
Versus, trying to go use some app that they're trying to upsell you on. You literally could just go to Super AGI's website, go to your ChatGPT backend, kind of plug in the key, and then, maybe prompt my email box. Let's just say I've not prompted the email box. They have a place where you can connect your vector database, connect your ChatGPT, maybe upload a PDF of a last post or a PDF of, M.O.B business plan. It could be anything. But you get the practice of what is the real terminology is Super AGI is built on LangChain.
What was that again?
LangChain. LangChain, which is a framework of, ChatGPT, you go, ask you a question, answer.
Correct.
That's it. So LangChain could be, ask you a question, add these tools, add this memory, boom, and then come back to me. You see what I'm saying? So LangChain is the strategy that makes an LLM with tools, with memory. So the chatbot does 1, 2. That's too simple. So LangChain will show you the strategy to be able to, it's an actual ecosystem of, AI needs a brain. AI needs to remember short-term and long-term. AI needs logic, right? So LangChain is, probably the biggest customized framework. I usually build custom LangChain agents, which can be technically any of these. But Super AGI uses that framework to give people an interface to kind of do that. Yeah.
So with professions that deal with consultations, how could AI assist with that?
Yeah. I mean, consultation is technically an appointment. An appointment is technically, they have to get to know you got an appointment. I do appointments a lot, but as far as consultations could be, paid or unpaid.
Questionnaires and things.
You said what?
Like a questionnaire type scenario.
So questionnaires should be a part of appointment because a questionnaire can filter the clients so they don't get on your call and waste your time. So if you don't pre-qualify your customers, using certain questionnaires, but when it comes to AI though, that's leads is, like when you think about that whole process though, you have to do some traffic. People have to see you. You have to communicate with them to say, hey, here is my traffic. Here is my appointment. Here is my, consultation stuff. And then they have to get on the call with you to be able to, deal with that, close you, all that whole process. So when you think about the whole process, you just think about, all right, what process can I eliminate and have AI do? Right? Like let's just say you're getting on the call with somebody, for example, and you're trying to close the deal. I use AI to enhance what I know about you to help me close the deal for in that instance. I don't just believe in having AI make my phone calls because I don't think it's good as me. But being able to use the analysis to say, to figure out something about things about you, is one thing. But I think being able to lost my train of thought. Being able to use that to just help any of those processes within that, because you can use it to help you get leads. You can use it to help. If people sign up for a free thing and they don't, sign up, maybe email marketing or tools to be able to help them, bring them back in. But it's technically any of the processes you can use AI to enhance. Maybe finding leads. I use AI to find leads to send to the people in the first place. So literally every process in that process could be an AI replacement, except you for now.
I was just going to ask, what are some of the dangers with AI as far as like in regards to like a robot takeover type scenario? Is that a real thing? Is that something that, we should, be on the lookout for as far as like, too much human of something to where it can be detrimental to human society, or?
A lot of malicious AI stuff out right now. And that stuff has actually been out, but a lot of times it's learning how to pay attention. Like the same way we stacking our goals, we're literally stacking the things that we should not do, right? You randomly get a password, a text, and you're like, man, somebody has stolen your Facebook password from some random number, right? And you're like, oh snap, let me go reset my password. You click on that page, it looks like Facebook. It's not Facebook. Right, I can do it, show you what it looks like, just if you don't believe me. But it's called a phishing page. It's spelled with a P, but it's pronounced phishing. But so they really use AI to send out, mass emails, mass DMs, mass, try to, and they do it by the thousands. So they don't, and in some countries, what they're doing is not even a crime. It's considered like trickery, and they can't even go across country lines, and sometimes to even capture those people, right? Until they get to a certain level. So sometimes it's not clicking on those links. You're getting things, call the company directly. Certain emails, it could say Yahoo in it, but if you can't read an email properly, don't even respond to it. And it's VPNs. Sometimes we use it for assist, VAs to work outside the country, or I learned back in the day, still in the movie or so. My mom was like, "What the hell you buying this thing?" I'm like, "How the hell you know about?" Download something online, right? They send you in the mail. Did you download such and such and such and such? You learn how to use a VPN real fast, right? But being able to, use strategies and techniques to use AI to help enhance anybody that's going against you. Like people that run ads, for example. You have things called click haters. Click haters, I use AI Ad Manager to help me with click haters. Like when you're paying for ads, sometimes it's called pay per click. You're really paying you're paying for people to click it, right? But you have AI, you have competitors. It could be a competitor. They're literally seeing that you're paying for a click. So if I click on yours and I'm not buying and you got to spend money, well, let me keep clicking then. So they're called click haters. I'm literally running your campaign now, so I'm gonna be the last man standing, right? And they use AI to get you out of there. You know what I'm saying? So using AI to fight AI is the deal. In that instance, I have a thing that literally blocks people's IP address. So it's literally blocking the IP address of that computer from doing what they're trying to do to me. So learning how to avoid these small little scams, because they're out here. Like it's phone call scams that, you got AI calling now, so they could be calling about anything, and that's the dangers of, having your voice in another platform. That's why I always teach open source, local tools, because if I say, hey, you live 11 labs, and, create your own voice now and clone your own voice, but then that company gets compromised, then y'all voices is being used in Bangladesh, and MD told me to go clone my voice. Like, no, I say use Meta Voice and use it on your own computer. But yeah, so sometimes it's using the right tools to not compromise your data, but learning how to protect yourself.
So no robot takeovers we got to worry about.
Lowest levels. But the robot, like Elon got this chip, a remote rat. So even in real life, people don't like rats, right? But in the robot life, it's called a remote access Trojan, right? So, for a robot to take over, if I can hack your computer, I can hack more people's computers. But if you got a robot, it's a computer in the robot. See what I'm saying? So, and if people got a chip in their head, you're the robot. You see what I'm saying? So if I hack your head, what are you now? Ivan Ooze from Power Rangers, right? so it's literally, you know, learning how to protect those things. On a high level, it's actually called, penetration testing. Penetration testing is, you know, when you do, I'm an ethical hacker, just to let y'all know. But penetration testing is where you're, you know, it's a suite of tools that protects hackers. You know what I'm saying? So if you ask ChatGPT, what is penetration testing and tools and what can it protect me from? And then the second question to say, well, if the enemy had AI, what could they do to me if I'm not protecting myself with penetration testing tools? We can get a lot of scary answers, but I'm not going to scare y'all today. So.
Oh, I have one too. Oh, okay. I have a question as well. Okay.
Go ahead.
Hey, I'm Sunday. Me and my husband have the clothing line D&D Lifestyle. He was just sitting here. How does this AI software protect your information?
Yeah. You said, how does AI software protect your information?
Yes.
I mean, it's a lot of ways that the AI protects your information. You know, if you didn't know, you know, there's literally data miners, data harvesters, like people search. You know, like just remember, y'all remember Yellow Book? Yellow Book, and then they came out with Yellow Pages, and then White Pages. Yes. So right now they have White Pages online, right? You don't even have that. Back then you had to even contact Yellow Book to be like, oh, let me get in there. I got my business, man. Throw me in there. White Pages, they're gonna throw you in there automatically. So most people can pull your name up and your address up, right? But you have to learn how to opt out. You know, there's no opt-in, but there's an opt-out, right? It used to always be an opt-in, barely opt-out. Then you got to opt-in. But the biggest thing is, you know, identity theft is crazy, right? So having metrics to literally track when your stuff is being used, it has to be tracked first. You know, if your stuff is never being tracked, then it could be being used. So, you know, there's plenty of systems that allow you, there's open source as well, that allow you to literally track the data that's being put out there. You know, and that's really what you track, and data that's being tracked and used. So companies like White Pages, there's just a process to opt out. But there's other companies that hold your information and they're not supposed to. So you can actually subpoena them to remove your information, right? But that's more of the existing data, right? But being able to literally have tracking systems, you know, to be able to search the internet to make sure nobody's using your ID, your credit cards, you know, all this good stuff. Most of these financial companies are doing good at, you know, creating it for their products specifically. You know,
they terrible.
The monitoring systems. They don't. The products usually don't care about the monitoring systems. But as far as being able to have those monitoring system products, that's what I mean. You know, a lot of those, you know, are really protecting your stuff. So it's always good, but if you don't put it out, it's less to protect. So that's kind of what I was talking about first, though. But then there's stuff already out, and there's a process to remove that stuff too. So you know, it's just learning the ins and outs of that, so we can use the system to our advantage.
Okay.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Nah, for sure. She literally asked the question I was gonna ask. I wanted to kind of get a little depth into it. So, like, say if my information was, let's say I'm with AT&T, right? And then AT&T get breached, but they got my banking routing account. You know what I'm saying? How can I use AI to prevent that from being used?
You gotta get the AI to go back in time and not sign for AT&T.
Say that one more time.
You gotta use the AI to go back in time to not sign for AT&T.
Oh God.
I mean, once you give it to those humans, it's in their hands though. So that's what I'm saying. You can't use AI to take it out of their hands unless you got the Terminator you're about to send in there.
For sure.
But as far as, you know, that's the biggest thing is learning how to not put it in their hands.
Okay.
You know, as less as possible.
Okay.
You know, especially if we can use our entities instead of our own personal stuff. But once we let it out in the motherland,
it's over with.
We can find metrics to try to go out there and remove it, the places that it is, put alerts on it, see if somebody used it, you know, all this other stuff. But if we let it out, the bag, we can't, you know, it's over with.
How long you been doing this?
Doing what?
What you're doing, like studying about all of this? Huh?
Professionally, 10 years, yeah.
10 years? Okay. Great information. Thank you.
Definitely.
Clap it up.
Definitely. Do have the Entree Motivator. Make sure you check me out on maybe IG at Entree, as in ENTRE, motivator.com or Entree Motivator on Instagram. So, and that is all.
Right. That's crazy.
Okay. Well, yeah, my name is Brian Phillips, or call me BP OnSet. The company's OnSet & Co. or OnSet & Company. It's a hybrid live production company based out of Atlanta, which we do live stream broadcasting, and we also specialize in real life streaming, which is known as IRL streaming.
Hey, now, how long have you been in this industry?
I've been in this industry for about, in this like live streaming since COVID, so that puts me at what, 4 years now, or going on 4 years. So yeah, I'm kind of new, so to speak, but I got a background in advertising, marketing, and branding since 2016.
What kind of impact do you plan to have?
What type of impact I plan to have? I mean, I don't think people realize it's happening in real time. So, I mean, it's happening. I mean, I'm making an impact as we speak, you know what I mean? So me just being on this platform with BS1 Studios, with Exclusive Model Magazine, and tapping in with Miguel and Skittles and Chico Fue and Drummer Boy and the whole list of people. So I'm technically making an impact as we speak real time. Like, a lot of people may not notice it because, you know what I mean? But before you know it, it's gonna be said and done. You're like, you know what? I seen him. We worked with him. You know what I mean? Like, I think I'm that confident at this point. You know what I mean? For sure.
So what are your likes and dislikes about the industry?
Oh man, to cap it, man. It's a lot of captastic, capaholics out here. You know what I mean? But it's cool though, because you know what I mean? That kind of helps you decipher who's with you and who's against you. But I think that's really it, man. Just the lack of business acclimate. I had the opportunity to intern for corporate America, and just had the opportunity to see how they move and operate. And then when you kind of get into like the independent space, I noticed a lot of those concepts aren't highlighted or recommended, like contracts, paperwork, you know, things like that. But besides that, I mean, it is what it is. I try to play both sides, you know, the independent creative as well as like the creative corporate.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So that's about what's something a lot of people don't know about you?
One thing that a lot of people don't know about me is probably I'm born and raised here, Grady Baby or Grady Memorial Hospital. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I kind of like that mystique, right? I like to kind of have that. Yeah, hidden talents. I mean, I may want to just keep them hidden for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
So, okay, do you have any advice for any upcoming, influencers or brands?
Yeah, man, to stick to it. Don't get discouraged. Definitely take advantage. This is one thing I want to leave y'all though, because a lot of y'all are kind of not aware. Chat GPT. I recommend y'all to tap into this AI for real, because what you may have been lacking, man, you can advance like the speed of light with this Chat GPT. Man, it's a game changer. Just like when people didn't understand Google 25 years ago, and now everybody's like, you can't live without it. I guarantee this AI is going to be that. So definitely tap into Chat GPT 3 and anything AI. Learn about prompts, become a prompt engineer, things of that nature, because that's the wave, that's the future.
Okay, last but not least, let everybody know where they can follow you at.
All right, well, this is BP OnSet. You can follow me at OnSet XCO. That's OnSetXCO. My personal is BP_OnSet. And also, man, shout out to Chico and Stoney. Y'all make sure y'all follow Live on the Concrete Carpet as well. And shout out to VS1 and Exclusive Model Magazine.
Period.
Already. Yes, for sure.
Where my boy Ty Uno at, man? This man made me a motherfucking video. You know what I'm saying? Right quick, this is the last video. Ty, come on up here, man. Come on, hold on. You ready? You ready? It's on hold. So anything that you hear from me verbally, where does that shit come from? Anything that you hear from me verbally, that shit just keep coming. Anything that you hear from me verbally, looking ass nigga. Shit. Hey man, y'all make some noise for my motherfucking brother one time, Insane Wayne, man. Anybody who lost somebody in this motherfucker, make some noise one time. Damn, we lost a lot more people than that. Y'all make some noise for y'all lost ones one time, man. Damn, we got ancestors, man. They paid the way for this shit. You feel me? Listen, man, it's my birthday, 40 years of greatness. This nigga took his time out to make a video for me, so I want to showcase it to y'all. And we right back to regular schedule, man. Let's run it, D.
Only thing I want to say is, boy, I love you. Keep motivating us. Let's go. Yeah, boy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and lovers of hip-hop. Tonight, we not only gather to celebrate the 40th birthday of the incredible multi-platinum producer, Drummer Boy, but we also recognize his profound impact on the music industry. As we celebrate a remarkable 50 years of hip-hop, we pay homage to Drummer Boy's impact and unparalleled achievements and contributions that have propelled the genre to unparalleled and unlimited heights. You can understand, you can feel, and you can hear that he was bred a different way. Born in the heart of Memphis, Tennessee, and raised amidst the vibrant sounds of Cordova, Drummer Boy's relationship with music was destined from the start. His roots run deep in a family where music was more than just a passion. It was a way of life. His mother, a part-time opera singer, etched her mark in history as the first African-American to graduate from the prestigious Rudy E. Scheidt School of Music. And his father, a retired clarinetist and music professor at the same esteemed institution, provided a rich musical foundation that would shape Drummer Boy's musical destiny. From the moment Drummer Boy stepped on the scene, his undeniable talents began to shine. Everybody knowing that famous sound. Taking off, started making hits with legends like Tila, R.P. Gangsta Boo, Boys in the Hood, Drake, Pastor Troy, and Yo Gotti, 2 Chainz, Rick Ross, T.I., Guy Storch, T-Pain, NBA Youngboy, Gucci Man, Lil Scrappy, and can't forget Plies. By 2010, he claimed the title of Producer of the Year for the BET Hip Hop Awards, solidifying his status as a true music maestro. And not just stopping there, he kept it going, clinching not one, but 2 Grammy Awards in 2010 for his remarkable work on Usher versus Usher Raymond. Now we cannot forget about the club anthem that still rock the club today. RIAA certified diamond, the explosive, no hands, featuring Waka Flocka Flame, Wale, and Roscoe Dash.
Come on the beat, let me take my time. Walk, girl, the way you moving, got me in a trance. DJ, turn me up. your jam. I'ma sip Moscato. And I'ma throw this money while you do it with no hands. Girl, drop it to the floor. I love the way you put it down. All I wanna do is sit back and watch you move and never see the body.
Setting the industry standard for beats that are impossible to resist. It don't stop there though. Drummer Boy's magic didn't just light up the studio, it ignited stages around the world. His collaboration with Jeezy and Kanye West not only delivered a sensational performance, but also bagged the best performance for rap duo at the Grammy Awards. You know, life's journey is often marked by challenges that test our strength and resilience. Drummer Boy faced such a challenge with the loss of his big brother, the incredible producer and composer, Insane Wayne. In the face of this heartache, Drummer Boy exhibited the strength that only a true artist possesses. The ability to turn pain into inspiration. With every beat, every note, every production, he carries the legacy of his brother, weaving his spirit into the very fabric of his music. So as we raise our glasses, let us toast to the man behind the music, the artist who took his pain and turned it into art. The individual who stands as a testament to the enduring power of passion and family. Drummer Boy, may you continue to inspire us all, man. Happy 40th birthday, bro. And cheers to the next chapter of your extraordinary musical legacy.
Hey, man, y'all make some noise for a nigga one time, man. Hey, listen, man. Man, shout out to my dog Zaytoven in this motherfucker. Y'all shout out to Chef. Y'all like the food? Y'all fucking with the food? Shout out to Lori. Shout out to the DJ Chris Cash. Hey, man, let's get back to it, man. Here I am. Superman, we in this motherfucker. Black excellence, man. Shout out to all the fellas with their suits on. Shout out to the beautiful ladies.
What's up, guys? It's BP OnSet. We're here at the Invest Fest 2022. It's going crazy, right? And I'm gonna show my technique in front.
Listen, y'all, listen, man. This is Brandon Shop here. I'm here with BP. First of all, I'm going to apologize for the technique. I'm just here trying to show other photographers what they need to do, but also it's not about what they need to do as far as when they're doing something wrong. It's all about growing the community.
Okay, welcome. It's me, Trey Swayze. Welcome to Hot Tub Topics. We're in the elevator right now, going to get some more guests. You know, got something coming. Stay tuned. I'm back, Trey Swayze, you know. Got my lovely lady right here. I just went to go get it. We about to start something on, you know. About to get it going, get it popping. Let's get it. Yeah, this is what we doing right now, man. We're playing Jenga. It's a little dirty Jenga, you know. So we got some special things up under there. I wish I could show y'all some, but y'all gotta stay tuned. What we got, baby? What we got, baby? Ooh, she got lucky. Hot Tub Topics, man. Let's hope she got a good one. What we got? Oh. Hey, how we already out of our clothes, though? It's on me. What we got? Grab her ass. Ooh. Ooh. That's a grab, right? Is that a smack hitting grab or what?